Ever notice how life's best stories don't happen in your living room? They happen on the open road, out on the water, or parked under the stars. At Progressive, they get that you want to focus on the experience, not worry about the what-ifs. That's why they offer quality insurance designed for your ride, whether that's a boat, RV, or motorcycle. Adventure with confidence. Visit Progressive.com and see how easy it is to protect your favorite way to get away. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in D.C. Prices vary based on how you buy.
How to create your own search engine on Google. I'm sure you're wondering what this is all about. We are going to break this down very fast. We're going to break this down. Welcome, Crystal. Welcome, Mia. Welcome, Queenie. Good to see you as well, Mike. A lot of people coming in. Lakeisha, Bingo, thank you for being here. I'm excited to be here with y'all today. Happy Thursday. I have a room today that I've just decided to open because I should have opened this earlier today, but I've had a lot of things I've been working on, and I said I want to make sure as I'm here, I give you my undivided attention and make sure that everything that we're talking about is completed to the T. And from there, we can move on to the next thing. So there is something I want to share with you today. And for those who are listening, at least if you're listening in and you're trying to figure out what's going on, I'll go and cut right to the chase. Go to csc.google.com. That is a link that you should try and Google or check out for yourself. Just go to the browser. I'll put the link in the chat. It's also in the description. https://cse.google.com. So when you go to cse.google.com, you're going to be seeing something called a programmable search engine. Now, I want to give you a quick disclaimer, because if this is not you, then this is not for you. Now, if you want to switch sides or you want to be on the winning side, then there are things you have to do to enable this programmable search engine to work for you. Now, if you have a website, that's one step in the door, or that's halfway through the door. The other half is to connect your website to Google Search Console. So Google Search Console is the internet service provider for Google. Anytime that you go to Google, anytime you've gone to Google too, you have used Google's internet service provider, because anything that you get anytime you hit enter or return key or hit send or hit go, however you want to call it, the results that you get from the search engine results pages, which is called SERP, all those results are coming from websites. They're all coming from web pages. Google does not rank your website. Google ranks your web page. So if you have a web page and your web page is being ranked on Google, it's because you have semantic indexing. It means you have words that match the phrase or that match the prompt or that match the query, because that is what is matching the results page, which is where you show up as the first respondent. So if you're creating content, welcome Sarah, Joey, Sophie, and Shari. When you're creating content for your business, especially when it comes to social media and actively being online, this is going to be a search engine that will help you to understand what Google sees. We're talking about how to create your own search engine on Google. We're going to be using Google. So that's why I started off by saying go to cse.google.com. If you want to type faster, or if you type fast, then you can go to programmablesearchengine.google.com. Programmablesearchengine.google.com. I'm saying this now because I want you to really get this so that you don't jump into this or go on the website and you search for something, you don't see anything, you get disappointed. That disappointment is coming from Google not seeing your website from the jump. It's like having a car. You need an engine to run the car, right? The car could be in the driveway, could be in the garage, where if there's no battery, if there's no engine, that car is just not moving. So you want your website to move. you want to drive, you want to have performance, you want to have oil, you want to have grease, you want to have things that are going to make you spin, that are going to make you get faster and also be found faster. So the goal for you to move to 60 miles per hour, 120 miles per hour, however you want to put it into your capacity based on what you put out, is what you give in. So your content is going to be showing up on this search engine. So what you can do is you can actually add a search engine. So for me, I added a search engine for myself, and I added it for my websites. I added it for 2 of my websites. There are 2 websites. There is playinc.online, PLAYINC.online, and then the second one is wedon'tplaypodcast.com. So playinc.online and wedon'tplaypodcast.com are in one engine. So I'm able to now go in there and see different things. So when you open this programmable search engine, this is what you get. These are the results that you get. There's something called an overview. Under the overview, there's something called basic. Basic is going to tell you you can name your search engine, right? After you name your search engine, that's what you're going to call it. You can put a description. You got to get a code. Now that code is what you need to add to your site's body section, where you want the search box and the search results to render. Now, it starts to get a little technical, and that's where we can have a conversation. So if you want to learn more about this, if you want to get on a call with me, if you need any website SEO services or search engine optimization services, click the link above and we have the conversation to make sure you have the right business, marketing, and website ready for AI and also for traditional search engines like Google and Microsoft and the rest of them. Now, socially and search engine wise, you have to think about your code. Now, from there, you get the search engine ID. You get the search engine ID. Now, with the search engine ID, you also have something called a public URL. That's within the basic section. So when you click on that, it's going to give you your actual search engine. It will be csc.google.com/csc ? And then it's going to give you the pathway. Now, when you have that search engine, let's say for me, if I'm going to type in SEO, I'm doing that as we speak. I typed in SEO. My website has about 1,070 results. And this is specifically on image. And then on web, it says I have 483 results. And it took about 0.24 seconds to load. Now, when it takes more than 2.5 seconds to load, or 2.5 seconds more than it's supposed to be, from 2.5 seconds, that's a problem because your website is not supposed to load slow. It's supposed to load fast. Content is now showing at 483 results. That tells me anything that I've talked about SEO wise, it's going to be there. Now, let's say I want to talk about grass. Now I'm going to put the word grass. It will say image, no search results. I'll go to web. It says no search results. Why? Because my website doesn't have anything to do with grass. I don't write topics about grass. If I was a lawn mowing company, or if I was doing anything with tools or outdoor or furniture or design or farming or anything of that nature, grass would definitely be within my ecosystem. So why am I giving you this analogy? When you look at your website, there are some things that your website will be interconnected to and will be semantically related to, so that when you now search within your engine, you're able to know what's exactly there. Like, let's say you drive a Lexus, or you drive a Mercedes, or you drive a Tesla. There's going to be different things that you're going to do within those different cars, models, and types, because they're going to be different oils, there's going to be different parts, they're going to be different things. So why am I saying that? When you now look at your website is also going to have the same thing, because you're going to have different content pieces on your website that allow you to become more informative when you're creating more content at the same time. So when you're creating content all the way, your goal is to make sure that you have your search engine controlled on Google, and you're able to now do that long term. So your goal is not to just create content, your goal is to allow the content to be able to create more content for you all the way. So your goal is to make sure that you have search engine optimization for your business and create that as well as your content all together. So that's what you need to do. And you need to do that in a way that can now allow you to become very important When you start thinking about your content, there are some things that you have to start thinking about for your business that's going to help you grow, because you're able to now know, okay, if I'm planting seeds in a garden and I know I got apricot seeds, I got pineapple seeds, I got guava seeds, I got pomegranate seeds, all these seeds, welcome Dave, Sophie and Luann and Candy. When you have these different things, what's up, Danielle? When you have these content pieces, right? All these apricot seeds, mango seeds, apple seeds, these are seeds that you're putting in the ground. So if somebody comes to your farm, they're going to say, hey, do you have this fruit? Do you have this fruit? Do you have this fruit? Oh yeah, we have an apple tree at the back, or we have a mango tree on the corner. Because you have those things available, you can mention that in conversation. Why am I giving you this wide analogy? Because when you create content, your goal as a business is to allow your content to have more visibility for your business, to get more out in a way that more people can be able to connect with you all the way through. And how does this happen? It happens through two ways: web and image, right? If I put in Pinterest on my engine, it's going to tell me I have 993 images. And on web, it says I have 374 results. So that tells me across these two websites, I have 374 web results that talk about Pinterest specifically. Now, why is this important? Because when you now have a search engine that tells you how many results you have, it allows you to now ask yourself, if somebody was to search for my business on Google, what would they be finding? Are they going to find one page, 100 pages? Have I been in business for 1 year, for 10 years? What's that documentation that's going to justify my actual presence online or doing things that allow me to be able to be seen by Google? And I remember starting off by saying this in the beginning, that when you have a Google business account, right, your business account, if you have a brick and mortar location, is going to be connected to your website. Now, if you have a website, then your website is going to have to be connected to Google Search Console, which is what I started off in the beginning with. Now, with Google Search Console being the internet service provider for Google, then you would now have to use Google's service to now connect with your client, because Google's client is technically who you want to connect with. That's why people run ads. People run ads on Google. Welcome, Bridget. People run ads on Google because they'll run Google ads to reach people who type for things that they search for or things that they want to be found for. So if your website is being found for something, it has to be found within the organic results first. So how to create your own search engine today is highly based on how you're able to pull those strings together. We'd love to hear from you, Bridget. Good evening. Thank you for being here. What's going on? Happy Thursday.
Hey, Fave, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Okay, let us know when you're back, because we could hear the wind, but we want to hear from you too. Landstronaut, what's going on?
Hi. Happy Thursday. Cooking in the lab. Just a little something, something.
I love that. That's what's up. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Speaking of cooking, we are really drilling down these things with the search engines and understanding how they are programmed, because just in the beginning, I was talking about if you're on a computer and you're cooking, go to cse.google.com or just look at the chat and you'll be able to see the link I put there. So what that is that, most times people say, oh, am I on Google? Am I on Google? Yeah, there's a general way to know if you're on Google. That general way is by going to google.com and you now do site. That's SITE : your domain.com, no spaces. Hit enter and then you'll see all the results that Google shows you. This now is a little different because instead of you being on actually Google, you're actually getting to build your own search engine within your own website, which is already public.
I
And
already
then
have that.
you have what?
Of my own search engine inside of my website.
No, I'm talking about programmable search engine.google.com.
That's where I'm at. Programmable search engine.google.com. Create a new search engine. Get started by providing some basic information about your engine. You'll be able to customize your engine's configurations, language regions further after it's created. Learn more, right?
That means you're starting it. That's what we're talking about. So we're on the same
But
page.
I'm saying within my own host container, I have all my stuff programmed already.
Okay, let's do a test run. So click on it. Click on the name of your search engine.
Enter a site or pages.
Right, the pages, enter your site.
Okay, I'm going to pick a specific page. All
I
right.
would say pick the entire site. So just put the domain itself.
Okay. All right.
And then you hit add.
Yep.
Okay, did you turn the search settings on? Image search and safe search?
Yep.
I'm not a robot.
Yep.
Create.
Yep.
Okay, bet. So when you create that, you see that on your search engine box, right?
But I didn't need to do any of this. That's what I'm saying. Like, remember my hosting platform? They already have a partnership. So it's just a matter of programming it within the host.
No, this is something different, Astronaut.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Google Search Console is what everybody is on if you have it, right? This is going to classify and tell you exactly what your own engine is telling you. So if you have this connected and you have the container, then right now on your screen, if you go to the site, you should be seeing the name of your search engine and you should be able to click on it. If you have it. If you have it, then click on it so that I can tell you something you can check too.
If I have it, go on my own. Say it again. Go on my site. So I'm
No, don't go on your
Sorry,
site. Yeah, so go to csc.google.com. It's going to lead you to the landing page, right? Do you see where it says all search engines?
Yep.
Okay, what do you see? What's the name?
Astronaut, owner, public URL, June 4th, 2026, 6:13 p.m.
Okay, click on the public URL. That link emoji. Do you see the page where it says enhanced by Google?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so type in something there.
Like what?
What you talk about. Give it 1 or 2 words.
Yep, all my stuff came up.
What did you type?
Merch. That's what I'm saying. I had already programmed it. It came up with 9 results because I had already programmed my pages.
Okay, so it has 9 results. Is that on the image or web?
It's on the web. Let me screenshot it for you.
Okay,
That's what I was trying to tell you.
this is what I'm trying to explain. I know what you're saying, Lancelot. You're saying that it's already connected. Yes, it's supposed to be.
No, not connected. It's already programmed. I did this a while ago. Let me show you. At least I thought I did.
I need to see that screenshot because what I'm talking about is the name is called Programmable Search Engine, but it's picking up from what you already have.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, so if you already have it, let me see. So it's giving you 9 results, right? So because you typed in merch. So what you've typed is because of what your website is telling you that you have on your site. So what you're technically doing is to see how many pages you actually have. If I asked you before this question, how many pages do you have about merch? You may tell me 9 if you knew there were 9. Now, if you actually, let's do this. How many do you have of space? If you type, before you type space, before you type it, how many pages do you think you have? Before you type it.
57.
57. Okay, type it in.
46.
You see the difference? So the whole idea of this exercise is not to say if you have it or you don't have it. The whole exercise is to identify what pages that Google has recognized within those text files. So if you have those pages, let's say you have 9 or you have 46, that tells you, okay, if anything is going to be searched about space or about anything that's regarding to that, I have 46 pages. And when you scroll all the way down, you should see page 1 through 4. because you have 46 pages and each page has 10 listings. So the whole idea of what this exercise is to tell you what you have, and then you benchmark that with what your competitor has. And if you have 46 and your competitor has 400, that's how you're able to know exactly what the difference is and what you need to leverage on. So that's the whole exercise of understanding. It's not to say that you don't have it, it's already installed. Everybody should have this. That's if you're connected to Google Search Console. If you're not, that's how you're not going to be able to see it there. So you're definitely doing the same thing we're talking about. It's just for you to be able to know the differences between the numbers.
Okay.
Hey, nah, that was a good one. Thank you, Lancelot. What's up, Crystal? Good to see you. Question, contribution, feel free.
Hey, how are you? I do have a question. How do you what is it? Do the ads? Like when you see ads when people are promoting their merchandise and all this stuff. I always wondered how did they get started on their the marketing for basically for their business. You see it on Facebook, you see it everywhere. That's what I want to know. Thank you.
You're welcome, Crystal. So before I answer this question, because when it comes to ads, there's always going to be a goal for the ads because there are different types of ad sets or ad campaigns. So tell us a little bit more about your business and what you do. And if you were to run ads, what would you be doing with it?
Okay, so I do a few things. I was a notary at one point, and I set up all my stuff on Google. It just didn't do good in the state that I am, so I'm out of. That was like a couple years ago, but I want to get back into. I'm actually a chef, and I actually am an esthetician as well. I've been an esthetician for over 20 years, so I just want to promote a few things with my business once I get my websites and everything up. Spices or do videos and stuff like that. So a few things I got. I know it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. But I know that we were doing stuff a long time ago on Facebook where you pay like $5 or $10, and it just wasn't getting anywhere. So I just pulled out a lot of things. So I'm about to get revved up again. So that's just what I want to know. What do you recommend? Thanks.
Great question, Crystal. So usually I always say this before you run ads on any platform, whether it's Facebook, Google, YouTube, Threads, TikTok, Pinterest, wherever you can run ads on. Don't run ads if you haven't spent time on your website, because most people spend money on their website to run ads to destinations that they can't track. And they end up costing you more because they're hidden costs that you've not been able to evaluate. So when you run ads, most times people are running ads to their websites or to landing pages. And if you're running ads to a landing page that's not yours, that's another problem, because now you can't track that information because you don't have a pixel or tag connected to that source. So you're sending traffic to an eventbrite.com or to a website.com that's not yours, that you can be able to track back, as long as you can only track the views, the clicks, what actually happens back on the back end, or if somebody actually has to come through a different angle to connect with you. Now, the reason why most people run ads on Google is so that, of course, you can gain visibility. And if people want to have fast reactions, you're looking for a plumber, you're looking for a locksmith, you're looking for food, you're looking for something, you're looking for, flights. That's the place to go. If people are looking for things that are very action based and also intense based and 100% real time based too, using ads would help. Now, the difference is when you run these ads, you're running ads based on clicks. Even on LinkedIn, I remember having a conversation with one of the account managers on LinkedIn, and they said that if you ever click see more on LinkedIn and you're running ads, you're going to cost that person that is spending money pretty much a cost per click, because it's not just the button that you're telling them to discover or to learn more. That see more is also going to be considered as a click. So if you apply that same rule to Google and you're going to be clicking on someone's link on Google and it takes you to their landing page, or it takes you to their website, or it takes you to their contact page or their product page, or let's say you talked about shopping and you see all those things there, that's because they're attributed back to your website. Because if, let's say, you're selling candy or you're selling journals or you're selling shoes, all those things are product based and they all have to be validated, authenticated, and they have to be verified by Google Merchant. It has to be verified within the Google space too for Google Shopping. Now, if you're running ads and you're doing Performance Max ads, or you're running ads through YouTube or other platforms, even if it's Pinterest, there are some guidelines that you have to follow through. Because when you have an ad and you're running, especially if it's product based,
Okay.
right, you would also have to look at it from a privacy policy, look at a return policy, the shipping policy, the
Right.
terms and conditions. And if those things are not there and they're not put into those merchant centers or put into those setup points, then it's not going to be easy for you to get a green light because you've not passed the validation. It's like an emissions test for a car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't like for people to just run ads because they want to make money or they want to show up. But if these things are not technically fundamentally done, it will be hard for you to even scale or even point from where you can forecast. Does that make sense?
It does. I understand, because you got to know the laws of each, I guess, like Instagram, you got to research that and see. I understand what you're saying. And another thing, do people make money off of Pinterest?
Oh yeah, people make a lot of money out of Pinterest. In fact, I'm glad you asked this question because there was the CEO of Pinterest made a news update on LinkedIn today,
Mm-hmm.
and he talked about this. I'm actually going to put the link in the chat for you guys to check this out too if you want to read about it. What has just happened is, and I'm going to read what he said. His name is Bill Reddy. Shout out to you, Bill. And he's the CEO at Pinterest. He said the future of search and discovery will be increasingly visual, personalized, and AI driven. To support that future, we're expanding our strategic collaboration with Amazon Web Services. And I always knew that they were supporting Amazon and they collaborate with Amazon. Far back, it was like a soft deal, but now it's getting more and more sophisticated and robust. So now they're with AWS, including a planned $4 billion commitment in cloud services through 2031. The largest infrastructure agreement in Pinterest history. There's more information I'll put in the chat for you guys to read, and then there's an article that he put out there for you guys to also check out. So I put the link in the chat so you can read through it. So to your question, yes, Pinterest is where people actually plan. 40% of people, is between 28 to about 40% plus of the people who use Pinterest within the US, because Pinterest is about 500 million active members. And compared to like Facebook, where they're in billions, but Pinterest is very specific because people go there to plan, they go there to do pre-purchasing, they go there to make deals, they go there to make intentional actions, whether it's for their home or for their events or weddings or for whatever they're coming up with, whether it's financial literacy or shopping. So Pinterest is a great place. And within that range between 28% and above through 40% and at above a higher range in the US, there's about 92.8 million active users. Of course, that could vary now. It could even be tipping through 100 million active users. And people spend between 14 minutes to 2 hours per day. And within that time that they spend, about 40% plus are within a household average income of $150,000 a year. So when you're thinking about the people who are using Pinterest to plan and people who are actually making intentions, you can use Pinterest to run traffic to your website. And that way on your website, you can attract people to read your blogs, which your blogs will have Amazon links, which you can now get commissions from. And you can also get business from if you have products to sell on display. So there's so many, I can say, components to it. And you can also run ads on Pinterest, which is so underrated and highly unsaturated, which is a great place for you to do that. So I do talk about that as well. So I'm glad that you asked that question. But to your question, yes, you can definitely do that on Pinterest.
So let me ask you this, because I'm not tech savvy. I'm just going to be honest. Just read or whatever. Do they have like classes that you can take or understand how to get in? Or I'm like not dinosaur years on this stuff, but I just want to know, is there classes? Like I know YouTube have like a YouTube university. I never attended or anything like that, but I know I need to study that to learn how to set up my page on Pinterest and etc.
Great question. So I do give out resources, and if you click the link above, you will access my newsletter. I usually talk about these things a lot, and I give details on links, access points. If I have ever workshops on them, I'm able to give you guys resources, and they are free resources from Pinterest too that you can be able to use to go through the process and bypass the noise. So feel free to click the link above and click on subscribe to AI SEO newsletter. And then once you join the list, you'll be able to be there and you have all that information plus other things that I talk about across with marketing. Because I know it's a lot and I don't want to overwhelm anybody. So it's good to just, go within the pace that you like, but also have access to things that you need.
Okay. Now, what do you do? Do you set up websites and stuff like that? Is that what you do, SEO?
Yes.
Okay. 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 Well, I'm gonna have to check you out and see what I need to do, because I do have some products I want to get going, but I just don't want to go through so much to get it going, because I understand the process. It does take time, but I know sometimes you can get a little quicker on certain things. But thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Crystal, for sharing. The link is also at the top, but I'll also put it in the chat so that if you want to get on a call, book a call with me, for anyone in the room too listening, please feel free to do so. And then once you schedule a call, I'll put the link. Yes, it's in the chat. Once you schedule a call with me, you let me know, you answer the questions, let me know what you need, and that way we can get that activated and get that started too. Because I know there are so many moving parts, and sometimes when we have that 30-minute conversation, I get clarity, you get clarity, and we both know what we need to do and also have a timeline to actually fulfill that plan as well. Because websites can get very clunky, they can get very different, especially when you think about the development side, the management side, the setup side. It's a whole lot of technical stuff going on, especially if you're going to start sending emails or having digital communications across the web. So it's very good to secure yourself online so you can also protect your assets too. So thank you, Crystal, for that question. The link is in the chat and I'm looking forward to connecting.
Okay, now I'm gonna leave you alone after this. Now, I do have a group called Skincare for Black Beauty that's on Facebook. I got over 17,000 members. I never collected emails. Can you tell me what's a great email? What is it? I can't think of the name. Will you collect emails on Facebook?
Yeah, great question. Now, when you said 17,000 contacts or members, I was like, wait, that was going to be my next question. Do you have their contacts? Now, it's not lost, but we need to find it, if that makes sense, because right now they're on Facebook, and Facebook is a second party platform, just like Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a second party platform. And when I think about first party data, second party data, third party data, we're looking at Facebook as second party data because you can control it, quote unquote, but you don't own it. So with Facebook, those 17,000 members are owned by Facebook because Facebook has all their contacts, has all their information, their emails. So now if you want to also get their emails too, most times I always say have a pre-filled questionnaire before they come in so that you can also get their emails before they're able to be approved. That's just a good measure, one. Two, there are websites that you can be able to use to have those things done. I know I talked to one of the founders that has this. I don't know how it is these days, but you can always do your research on it because I always like to give you resources you can check out. There's a website called groupconvert.com. I don't know if they're still active because a lot of things change, but I do know the person who built it out. So that's a platform you can check. Her name is Kim. Amazing person. And you can check it out and see for yourself. And that way you're able to capture it. Now, here's a little caveat. Because you have the active members already in your group, you don't have their contact information, but you have their access. So that's where you now have to even manually either pin a post at the top one as an announcement and have a link there that people can sign up or register so that when they click on that link, they can now actually sign up to your email list, which you have to now create. And we can talk about that as well in detail. Because when you now have a link that people can actually access and link through, let's say you get a 3% conversion or you get a 30% conversion and people who are actually on that list are coming from your Facebook group, now you're able to segment them and categorize and create a system that you're able to learn and nurture, which now actually builds back into your website. Because when someone's looking for your business, or like you mentioned with the group and with the people, that also plays a big role in how they find you on Google and anybody else who's looking for you as well can find you there. And I'm even thinking too with your website, when we build your website, one of the things that I think about is having the link to your Facebook group on your site, so that if people want to go to your Facebook group, they don't have to go on Facebook, go to the search bar, type the name, look for the result, click on it. And that's a whole lot of steps that you want people to not have. So the least point of resistance for them to be able to get access to you in the fastest way possible would be to where we can now create that bridge in between the second party platform, which is Facebook, and the first party platform or first party data platform, which is your website, where you can now actually have their contacts. So these are platforms you can use, but to set up that structure and then redirect them to you will be a really good way to actually get those contacts. So we can talk about that and make sure you can get that going. But that's a great one. Congratulations. That's a big, big achievement.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to reach my friend Kim. She has 100,000. So I'm trying to reach her goal. But thank
You're
you.
welcome. Yeah, this is definitely exciting because all these things are important, because when we think about our platforms, what we use, how we use them, we want to be able to have our own search engine. We want to be able to have our own space, because when people even go to your website, it's already hard enough for them to find your content. Just imagine if you have this search engine that we're talking about today in the room, and you send it out as an email and you tell them, hey, click here, type in this word, you're going to find all the information on my website about ABC. That in itself has put you at the forefront, because they're not longer going to your website to start scrolling through categories and tags and authors and profiles, trying to find one different link. If they just type in, hey, I'm looking for X, I'm looking for Y, and they find exactly what they're looking for because you put the right tags in place, it changes everything and it makes your life easier. And also makes the experience of the customer, the client, the consumer a much better space for them to create and also feel at home. So these are the things that I'm excited that we wanted to talk about today, because we wanted to make sure that that space is achieved and more people can be able to find you online, especially through Google. So this is something that I wanted to just break down to you guys today and give you insight on. So if you're just coming in and you're just listening, if you have a pink ticket at the bottom, thank you for being here. Dolores, thank you for being here as well. Mahan, and also Mario, appreciate you for being here too. So at the very top, it's called the Marketing Club. Make sure you leave your ticket, cash in your ticket. We're at 354,000 members, 497 members specifically here. So 354,497 members right now. And feel free to join us. We're about to hit 354.5K members. And that way you can be able to listen to the replays, be here, connect, and listen to the discussions that we have. I talk about a lot of things on this platform, and I really like to base it on different things. I've talked about billboards. People have asked about Eventbrite, AI, Pinterest, the list goes on and on. So I like to bring these topics in so that they can actually blend back into what we're discussing today. So if you have a question, now is the time to put in the chat or raise your hand and let me know as well, so we can make sure that this thing is answered if you have any question today. So I'm going to go off mute. If you guys have a question, last one, if you want to say anything, feel free. Chris, if you want to say anything, put in the chat. I'll be just listening in for the next minute. I guess we're all clear. Okay. So if anyone has a question, just make sure you put in the chat, because before we go, I want to answer your question. But
I wanted to know what was the reason why. Oh, just so for awareness of how many times I use a certain name.
two-part.
Okay.
And you got to see all the bolden words. All those words are coming from your website because it's coming from the meta title. So that meta title is what is going to be based on a query. So if people are searching for space, or they're looking for merch or space merch, right? If you type in space merch
Can you hear
now,
me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
To fight for my life. Every time I turn the phone sideways, I can't hear anymore.
We can hear you now. You're good.
Okay. I missed what you said. You said two reasons, because blank and blank. I literally didn't hear it.
So the first reason is because like what you said, it's being mentioned. That's what you typed. That's how people will type. So if people are looking for what you type or how you type, they'll find what is in the search results. That's the first part. The second part now is because you have this word merch in your meta title, then it should be in your URL, your uniform resource locator. But most times it's not, because people just keep the meta title because they write a blog. That's the title, and whatever the title is what they get by default. Sometimes it's not customized to fit because it's
No,
just
remember when
elongated.
you told me the URL?
Mm-hmm.
When you told me to type in my main one, I had typed /merch and .com, lancernaut.com. So maybe that's why it came up like that. But I have a site page with a /merch as well. So maybe that helps.
So if you look at it this way, right, that /merch, I'm actually looking at let me look at your screenshot again. So you got the 9 results. So there's land to space, there's brand, there's land to space again, there's space hoodies, there's events, and there's Vidigra color hoodie. Now, when you look at the Vidigra hoodie, you see it says merch, but when you look below the line in the subscript, you're going to see lancernaut.com. Actually, you're going to see merch.lancernaut.com /product-page/Vidigrad-hoodie-1. That's the difference.
So did I get a good job?
No, because first, you have a 1 in your URL, which is, for me, I see that, and that's a big no-no.
All
Because
right. I duplicated a page and then added a different version of the merch and then didn't clean it up.
there you go. That's what
All right,
happens.
but that's what I'm gonna hire you for, because you know how to do what you do.
That's right. I appreciate you, Lancernaut. No, this is dope. I love that you're sharing this too, because I want this to be something that everyone can see. And guys, if you're not hearing what I'm saying or listening or trying to figure it out, please click on Lancernaut's picture and zoom in. You'll be able to see what I was just describing. Because when you have these URLs are not your meta titles. URLs are different from meta titles. Meta titles is what people are going to be seeing. They're going to read that. That's what they're going to click on. The URL is what is being parsed. That's what is being semantically put. It's like going to a library and you go to a history section and now you have something all about science there because you probably duplicated a book from history, but you forgot to change the page. That's what it looks like in an actual traditional setup. So when you do these things and people build websites or things like that, these are the things that I see and I catch them really fast. Not because there's anything wrong with it. It's just that I understand what's going on behind. And if you now show up on Google and it looks like that, you could be penalized, or you could just be debunked, or you may not even be considered. And that's a problem because you've put so much effort, time, and money, and also resources into this page, but no one can find it because the actual name is not the convention that you actually want to be part of the search. So the whole idea is to use this programmatic SEO tool that I've just showed you today, which is free. You can check it out by Google and see exactly what your website is looking like. That way, you know exactly what the links are. You can click on them. They're active. Google is aware of them because you're seeing them on Google. And now you can actually validate them and say, hey, we have X number of pages about this. We have X number of pages about this. When you connect and give people this information, especially through email, you make their life easier. Because now somebody wants to listen to your podcast about something, or you have a show, or you have a book, or you have a product, or you have something that's going to align with what you need them to understand. This is your pathway to that success. Because if you're going to send them a link, of course they're going to click on the link. But guess what? If they want to learn more, how can they find that if you've not traditionally or even technically set it up in a way that they can access it? So these are one of the ways that you can do it in an active way, but still do it in a professional way too. So that was a really great question, Lancernaut. I'm glad that you asked that, because that way we can actually see the picture end to end. Any other questions?
The ghetto, Favor, take me out of the ghetto.
I got you. I got you. We in this. We'll make sure we make this happen. Any questions, guys? Crystal, what would you say is your biggest takeaway before we go? Crystal going once, Crystal going twice. Okay, Crystal might not be available, but if you are, let me know.
I'm on here. Now, what was you asking? I was talking to my daughter about the Pinterest. I'm sorry. What did you
No,
say?
no worries. I'll just ask, what's one takeaway from today's room that you've gotten, from the conversation for today?
A wealth of information. I appreciate it. My daughter stays on Pinterest. I'll be here and there. But I told her, I said, I think you can make money off there. And she was like, I don't know. And some just told me to ask you. And so now here we are. And I'm looking through, I'm about to do some research tonight, of course. But I'm about to get some things set up on there because my daughter is in love with Pinterest. And I figure you can make money. It was just too many people on there just to be looking at visual boards. It was deeper than that. But I thank you for what you're giving me in like 5 minutes. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. That's a good one. Yeah, there's a lot that people don't see on Pinterest that definitely has a big role to play. And that's where when you're able to see, oh, we can do this. Oh, we can do that. And it just makes life easier and it makes it even more exciting because there are more things that you can be able to do on the platform. So I'm so glad that you were able to, bring this up and talk about it. I actually talked about making money on Pinterest some time ago and the power of Pinterest search. So what I will do is I'm going to put the link in the chat so that you could also have a look at it as well. And that way, if there's any questions on that, that would be really good to, hear your feedback on that too, because Pinterest is not a place you just ignore, if I can put it that way, because with what you've just heard today from the announcement, Pinterest is not going anywhere. It's here to stay. And Pinterest is a platform that if you're able to know how to use it the best way, and I can say from runway to pinway, then people can find you and really connect with you on different things that you would be like, oh, we can do this. Oh, we can do that. Oh, there's so much we can definitely do on the platform. So I'll definitely put this in the chat. Yeah, I just found it. Pinterest facts on marketing strategies. Yes, Crystal.
And do you have anything on TikTok?
On TikTok, I've actually, let me say it this way. On TikTok, I've been on TikTok since it was Musically. That was 2016. So I've seen the app grow and I've been there just watching because it was called Musically at the time, back in 2016. And I know with TikTok, their domain, they've been active. Like I know TikTok people just heard about TikTok not too long ago, as far as a decade compared to other social platforms. But TikTok, let me say it this way, TikTok's domain, tiktok.com, their domain was registered 30 years ago. 30 years ago. So just imagine how much they've been able to cover on their website, because now they've been able to dominate social media because they have that authority and credibility online. So I talk about TikTok. I don't dive too deep into it, but I know exactly how you can use TikTok to show up on Google, because you can be able to add those codes and bring them into your website as well. So I talk about the technical setup of the platform and not just the content within, but I'm able to bridge them together. Great question.
Okay, well, I got an appointment with you, so I got a consultation I to set up with you in another week or so we'll definitely be discussing it.
Thank you, Crystal. Appreciate you. Looking forward to it. Leslie, how are you? We'd love to hear from you too. Good evening.
Good evening. I accidentally pushed the button, but as far as the takeaway, you got me with the title, of course, and because that's always in your rooms previously over the years, I've decided that really using Google Ads at this point isn't my best method. It's better to do, like you're saying, and optimize your page. So that's why that was my biggest takeaway, I guess, is coming in to learn more about that.
Thank you, Leslie. Yeah, that is so true. 100%. I believe when you save money first and you're able to scope, have a forecast, and know exactly what you're spending on, life will get easier and predictions will get more meticulous, so you can actually use the words and reframe the words to bring them to your site. Because I always say, we know this, words are seeds. When we speak life, the power of the tongue is big. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So if we know that from the Bible, if we know that, just from being ourselves, what we think about ourselves, Henry Ford said it, if you can or you can't, you're right. These things are going to happen consistently, and these words carry weight. So words also carry pricing, because when you put a word to run as an ad, and that ad is costing you $2 a click, somebody else, it might be costing $20 a click, because that's a completely different word. If those exact words are on your website and you're earning the $20 instead of paying the $20, you now have $40, because now you're able to build on that, because you saved first and then you earned second. But most people pay first to earn second. So it's really important to think about how you structure it. So I love that you mentioned that, Leslie. Thank you. This was a great room, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you guys. Leslie, thank you. Crystal, thank you. Luann, Danielle, Annan, Austin, Richard, Mo, Sherry, Ethan, C, Chase, Chris, my brother, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you ever have a question or a query or a concern, or you want to work with us, connect with us, build with us, feel free. This space is connected, and we can connect with me on LinkedIn too, by the way, if you want to connect with me there. I'm literally like about 3 or 4 followers away from 20,000 followers. So I'm excited, and I'm really excited to connect with a lot of people just doing this thing called business, but also doing it from a point of service and helping people see clearly what they need to do so they can be able to budget and price and also scale better for their businesses and also for the value of their assets. So thank you all for being here. Have a blessed Thursday. I look forward to connecting with you guys in the next room. Talk to y'all soon. God bless and have a great evening. Bye for now. Welcome to season 13, where you listen, you live, you learn, and you earn. A lot of information is always given on this show. So we're in the 13th season. God has brought us so far, and I just want to thank God for the opportunity to connect with you today on such quiet, calm space like this. So thank you for listening. Know that Jesus loves you, and know that you can always connect with me on the We Don't Play podcast show. More specifically, go to wedon'tplaypodcast.com, or you can go to playinc.online. That is PLAYINC.online, and get in touch with me. Let's get on a call. Let's talk. Let's focus on SEO for 2026 and beyond. So until we meet in the next episode, God bless you. Jesus loves you. Stay hydrated, stay safe, and stay blessed, and stay tuned. Bye for now.